Sometimes, no matter how much you explain it or try to share through examples, I think sometimes people just really have a stereotype about it and they aren't able to get past it. And I think they might not unless they really go through the experience, and that's okay.
In one class I had a woman who was in menopause, I had another woman who had an autistic child, I had another woman who was a stripper but now she isn't. I mean, every kind of woman. I mean, there literally is every kind of woman.
You don't even know you're taking it for growth until after it's over. You're like, wow, I think I grew. I'm Molly. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4. I learned to be more confident about myself and it's okay to be sensual and sexy. And after 14 years of marriage, that was really kind of key.
My name is Eileen. I'm a painter and I'm a teacher. I come from a long legacy of I'm ugly. And so this was a real challenge.
My name is Carolyn. I was diagnosed and treated for breast cancer. I was really looking to connect back to any form of life. And I mean the seat of power. You know, I'm talking about the real life force.
Every generation is represented in almost every class you'd come to. And it's a really wonderful thing to see every type of woman, every age, every shape, every ethnicity. Because what women experience in our culture is not unique to any particular generation, race, weight. We universally as women all have our challenges, and we all look in that mirror, and typically most women, when they look in the mirror, are not looking into that mirror and saying, wow, I really appreciate myself today and I really look beautiful. No one does that. People look in the mirror and pick at themselves. My hair doesn't look right. Oh, why did I wear this? I look old, I have wrinkles. And that kind of talk to ourselves really, we do carry that into our everyday lives. It is what we project when we leave the house. So it's really important to become more aware and more conscious of the messages we're giving to ourselves. And so in class, you have an opportunity to sort of undo that kind of talking. And you have an opportunity to reinvent what you say to yourself. And we do it in a really fun, comfortable way. And it's with those first few steps of that reinvention that it's surprising, but your body starts to loosen up and you start to move in very sensual ways and your own uniqueness starts to shine through. And then when you look in that mirror, you start to see a really beautiful woman looking back at you. And it's very, very empowering and it's very freeing. And when you feel that way, you then are in a position to even appreciate and celebrate other women's beauty that are in the class. And that's a very powerful thing as well, to be supportive of other women and not to feel intimidated by them and to embrace all different ages, all different shapes and different sizes. So many people leave that class feeling really uplifted, really free, very powerful, and extremely confident in expressing their authentic self.
What I expected and what I got were two major different things. What I expected was basically a raunchy striptease place that's on Passyunk Avenue or something in Philly. What I got was totally different. What I got was a tool to utilize for me, that it's okay for me to have certain needs, wants, and desires that I kind of thought I had, but because of my upbringing, I wasn't allowed to even ponder. Phew, I can do it. You know, it's done. I got over my fear, and that was a huge fear. And I was slated to be the nun in the family, so that was a huge fear.
I could not stop talking about it. I just kept telling everybody, guess what I took? You know.
Yeah, this would be something very new for me.
Okay. Does your husband like that?
I think he would love it. You know, this is what I did. You have to do it. And they finally got tired of it and they said, let's do it. So I said, okay, we're gonna do it. This is way better than Tupperware. He felt good about me for 10 years. But after the video, I felt good about me.
I know it seems strange that an exotic dancing class can cause transformation for women, but there's something about movement into our sensuality, which we believe is at the essence of femaleness. A woman and sensuality go hand in hand. You almost can't have one without the other. I believe very strongly that a total woman is also a sensual woman. There's so many circumstances or situations in our culture that can block that feeling of sensuality, which is at the core and the root of being female. So whether it's because we're so busy, whether it's because of an illness, whether it's because of a husband or a relationship that we're in that maybe isn't the best for our self-esteem, whether we just simply don't have good self-esteem, whether it's watching television and being intimidated by what we see in magazines and on television and what we think our culture's telling us beautiful is. There's so many things that can possibly get in the way of us feeling sensual. So through this type of movement, you can't get away from feeling sensual.
Exotic dancing is, you don't know until you try it. It's a wonderful thing to have permission for women to feel sensual and sexy and be in love with their bodies and express it in a very human way and also in a very natural way.
Well, Keisha and I are both actresses, which is really what she walked out. But it's what brought us here, because at the school where we study, we're really all about opening up and expressing, and we're all in dance classes and voice classes and things like that. But this was kind of like exciting and different.
My name is Keisha Williams. I'm 28. Is that there's a certain quality that people have, and I had shut that off a long time ago, a very long time ago. And I call it my inner dork, because I always felt like that I was this 7th grader and I was all yucky and dorky and, you know, the braces and the teeth and the bad skin and everything that I was back then, and I never really shook it. And so here I am and still feeling that way. Like if I don't look in the mirror, that's how I picture myself. And if I'm in a crowd, that's how I picture myself. And so when I read the description of what this class was, I was like, oh, that's it, you know, finding that inner beauty, finding that sensuality. Yeah, this is the 2nd class I've taken. I came back and it was because I had such a powerful experience, you know, that first one. It changed my life. And so I brought, you know, 20 of my closest friends. I feel like it's one of those things that nobody can tell you how pretty you are until you accept it yourself. It's like I couldn't accept myself as somebody that he would find sexually attractive, which is stupid because he's my husband. But I was always like, I bet he'd rather have somebody thinner, or I bet he'd rather have somebody different. And now I'm like, he's damn lucky. And he says the same thing. He's like, man, you're sexy. And it's like, what? Yeah, of course, we all are.
I think the most powerful part of class is the walking and eye contact. I think the body language portion of the class, how we communicate without words, goes far beyond dancing. In exotic dancing, we're dancing without words and expressing our sensuality. We're learning how to express without words, which we do all day long, whether we know it or not. We do communicate non-verbally all day long. So having some practice in recognizing what it is we're communicating is a really valuable way to spend some time. It's so important, and I'm not just talking about attracting men. I'm talking about getting a pay raise. I'm talking about walking in your boss's office and saying, like, I deserve this job. Or You know, just being in the store and connecting with someone, or maybe you're out at a bar and meet someone, and it's like, why is everyone always attracted to her? Or, you know, they're never attracted to me, or what? It's because what you're projecting or not projecting. Like, you might be projecting something really over the top. It's too much for people, like, whoa. Or maybe you're just checking out and you're not projecting anything. Like, you're gonna withhold till you feel safe. Like, when I feel comfortable, I'll project. Oh, good, this is really gonna attract a lot of people, okay?
It really is an experience. You work on things like eye contact, and it gets a little deeper into the soul as opposed to just what you can make your body do and what you can make your body move. You learn how to relate to other people because you're dancing going back and forth to the mirror, but you do the eye contact exercises, and that's the longest segment of the class, and it's the most important segment of the class. And that took it from being, you know, just a fun class to really getting into myself, not in a selfish sense, but in a grounded sense, so you just can operate better from your center.
But you have to have self-expanding thoughts right there ready to pull, or you're stuck. So I want you to really practice when you leave this class every day. The minute you look in that mirror and you say something I need you to say something positive about yourself, because there's awesome qualities about everybody, okay? I don't know you well enough to tell you what they are. I could tell you some of your beautiful physical attributes, all of you. I see beauty in every one of you. But even more than that, it's that inner stuff. If you can project that, it is gold. It is what that projection, guess what the flip side of projection is? Attraction. So you look at people who walk through a room and everybody's just like, people say, oh, they have it. No, everybody has it.
You know, I think the idea of talking to yourself during this process is really important. You can be doing it for somebody else later on, but while you're learning it, you can just really support yourself in being strong and telling yourself how beautiful you are.
Oh, is that difficult? Oh, why? Because it's vulnerability on both sides. When you look into somebody's eyes, they're exposing themselves, and when someone looks into your eyes, you're also exposing yourself more than looking other places. And we avert our eyes so much from somebody else's eyes, and to be constantly looking, it was a little bit difficult. But then, since then, I have learned how to be more comfortable doing that, and I do look people in the eyes more, and I'm not as afraid to do that.
I want you to maintain eye contact with yourself in the mirror. Now, I really want you to look into your own eyes. I want you to stop for a moment. Mirror, look into your eyes.
To look in a mirror at yourself and saying, wow.
With the little eye.
The best tip was to be able to come towards the mirror saying, I love you. I love you. And not having to worry so much about, you know, how do I look over here or over here, but I love you. And then I could be relaxed enough to be in balance.
And you are opening yourself up in a way that you normally, you know, probably don't do, and you become very vulnerable because you're automatically assuming that that person is going to judge you. And the mystique of the dancers has kind of been ripped away, and everyday women can do this.
We create a safe, supportive environment. It's safe because women can feel comfortable expressing who they are. And it's supportive because there's other women there to celebrate who we are. There's no cattiness or competitiveness. The class is designed in such a way where we're there to support one another.
We have circle time in the class, and sometimes it gets so hard. And you know, we're really having these really deep discussions before class. But afterwards, it just feels so good, and we feel so connected, and that's it. We're ready to go.
great. It was really a lot of fun. I've never done anything like that before, which I love.
I feel totally empowered from my head to my toes. It's awesome.
I'm Kathy, and so it was to get in touch with that feminine side again and to be able to not be so inhibited.
A risk, a stretch, because for most of my life I've had an image of myself being ugly and clumsy and very fearful. And I decided it was time to stop lying.
Anything beyond just doing something that would stretch me, that would take me out of the box that we all live in, and just kind of step out of the box.
It's a guy thing. I think guys like to hang out with guys, and guys I don't think are as open about sex with their friends as like girls.
And I really believe it's not about the moves. At the end of the day, whether you do a great demo or you feel stiff, whatever, it's really irrelevant. Your inspiration is from the right place, and the moves and all that will come. Instructing is about creating a safe space and knowing how to lead a group and causing transformation for 20 women. That's what we teach, and that's a very intensive process. Teaching how to cause that kind of transformation for women. And it starts with being vulnerable yourself.
Hi, my name is Corey Lisa. I chose dancing because it moves me and it makes me happy, and that's the way my soul expresses itself and how I express myself, most importantly. Inspiring. It was so inspiring to see the transformation of women before they went to class and after. It was so beautiful, and women really never get to be in a safe, vulnerable place together, because they're always looking at, oh, she looks better than I do, or whatever, and everyone was so supportive, and everyone felt safe and vulnerable, and nobody was in competition, and that was one of the most beautiful things to be a part of, because not a lot of women do that on an everyday basis.
It's amazing.
Hi, I'm Clarissa Piero, I'm 31. I am a Dallas-Fort Worth territory owner. I'm a master instructor. My life has completely changed. And if you look at it from the outside, you don't see it, but it's in my ability to believe in myself. One lady, she was at the hospital with her husband, and I think he was dying, and he told her that she needs to come take this class. She needs to come take it because she really was looking forward to it, and he didn't want her to miss that experience. And for her to leave him and come to that class, it was awesome.
This has really given me a chance to bring out that passion in me. I've always looked for it. That passion that's in me, and I don't know, it's just this drive.
Hi, my name is Kat Dukes, and I've been teaching Art of Exotic Dancing for Everyday Women for about a year. I live in San Francisco, where I am a graduate student for PhD in Human Sexuality, focusing on women's issues.
I think the time in a woman's life to take the art of exotic dancing is anytime. Anytime a woman could stand to feel a little more confident, anytime a woman could stand to feel a little more beautiful, anytime a woman would like to feel a little more sensual. That could be whether you're 20 or 70 or anywhere in between. Really think that feeling beautiful and sensual and confident and empowered it's not generational, it's not subject to weight or age or ethnicity. Feeling strong and confident and authentic and powerful and beautiful and sensual, that's just about being a woman. I really think that is something that's good to explore at any age, any time in a woman's life. So the exotic way is about a woman's journey inward to the unique, beautiful, sensual, passionate woman inside of her. And there's a lot of mystery that lies within us all, and sometimes we don't even know all that's there. So it's about that journey to that mysterious place inside of us, and when we discover what's there, giving women the tools to know how to share that with others. And that's the kind of thing that really allows a woman to feel passion in her life and feel inspired. And I think when people are passionate and inspired, then they really can contribute and sort of serve whatever it is their purpose here is.